Hello everyone, I'm Georgia Henderson and welcome to the Douglas On My Mind show. Whenever we come back from break, we're going to hear about two great events that offer free resources, opportunity, and fun for the whole family that's going to take place right here in this community during the summer months. We'll be back with more Douglas On My Mind right after this break. We're back from break, and joining me on the show now is Deputy Chief of the Douglas Police Department, Brandon Pruitt. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Ms. Georgia.
Glad to have you here, and you are here today to talk about the National Night Out Against Crime.
Yes, ma'am.
And for those in this community, they may be wondering, like I was at first, what is National Night Out Against Crime?
National Night Out Against Crime is an annual partnership. It's a campaign that promotes the police department and the citizens of the community. And it just lets the community know that there are citizens that care about the community and don't like the fact that crime takes place. There's no way for the police department to reduce it 100%. But, you know, it's just a way for us to partner with the community and the citizens for them to get to know us and us to get to know them.
And this is the our police department first time participating?
Yes, ma'am. This will be our first annual event, and hopefully we can do this every year.
Well, I tell you what, I've already looked at the schedule, of course, being public information, and I see that you have a lot of great things lined up. So tell everyone again, where it is and the date.
Well, it's going to be August the 1st. It's going to be from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. During this event, we're going to have the Summer Beach Bash. That's going to be taking place. But we're also going to have areas where law enforcement is going to be, the Douglas Police Department. We're going to have some of our vehicles, the Douglas Fire Department, the Coffee County Fire Department, the State Patrol, the Sheriff's Department. You know, we'll have booths out. But also the big event is we're going to have a Christian rapper called B-Shock.
Right.
He's going to be in concert.
Right, and he's been to the community before, and I did not attend, and I apologize for that, but I understand it's a great ministry performance to the youth and adults as well.
Yes, ma'am. I attended it when he was here, which was during this past Halloween, and we had a large turnout of children, and they were just going wild over B-Shock.
Okay. All right, so the events, as you say, start at 4 o'clock and Central Square Complex, and the Beach Bash. We all know the Beach Bash was rained out, so this was a great event to make up that date to the community and tie it into. What are some of the activities or prizes that will be given away during this event?
Well, from what I understand, there's going to be probably 4 free tablets that's going to be given away, free gift baskets. There's going to be a free pizza party for the church that has 10 or more people, children from their congregation. So churches, if you have a lot of kids, bring your kids to the event and you go on a free pizza party.
Bring them on and register, and you're right. I think every kid, even adults, wouldn't mind having a pizza party, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, and there's going to be other things for the kids. We're going to have water events. We're going to also have bouncy houses. You know, there's going to be quite a few things for the kids.
Painting,
hula hooping.
That's right.
Yes, ma'am.
That's right, and there's some prizes associated with the hula hoop contest too. So we definitely encourage everybody to come out and register for that.
And there's going to be free school supplies that's going to be given out. So definitely come and get some free school supplies.
I tell you what, that's a great resource. Now, some of the other, you mentioned a lot of partners in the beginning, so tell us about that, how the partners are getting involved.
Well, you know, we get together and we have committee meetings to determine, okay, what we're going to do, and usually it's going to be the same day to people because it's always the night out against crime. And, you know, we'll set up booths, but we'll have food vendors there, you know, other community individuals who'll be there, probably have booths set up. You know, and we just go throughout several weeks before the actual event to get partners throughout the community to set up booths.
Right,
to let the community know, you know, what their business is, what they're engaged in the community, and just for the citizens to meet each other.
That's true.
And the main thing is to hang out with the police department. for the police department to hopefully build that trust with
That's
the
right.
citizens.
That's right.
Because the main thing, what is it? Night Out Against Crime. You know, we're wanting to reduce crime. What does it take to reduce crime? It's not just the police department. It's a community effort. What's the old saying? It takes a village to raise a child.
That's right.
The same thing. It takes a village to solve crime. And we need to build that trust with the citizens so when they know something, they can tell us what they know, but not just rumor mill, because we have to prove it.
Right.
And then we can help the victims of these crimes, you know, bring in closure.
That's great. So what are some of the law enforcement initiatives that you all plan to push on this day?
Well, definitely we're going to probably talk about our Night Out Against, or not Out Against Crime, our Citizens Police Academy. We usually do that twice a year.
That's right.
That's a big event for a lot of people to come out to, and they can learn what we do as law enforcement and what as citizens you can do as a citizen to engage in the community. We also do women's firearm. You know, we let women go out and shoot the firearms. We also talk about what the laws are. We're also going to probably be doing fingerprinting for kids.
Yes.
So that way when we fingerprint the kids, we'll give the parents the cards.
Now you have a
So,
special kit for that,
especially called
correct?
an ID kit.
Okay.
So if they're, hopefully to God, your kid never goes missing, but if
Yes.
they do, then we have something that we could take. So if we find a child, then we have that to hopefully identify them.
Great, great. Well, I tell you what, it sounds like a great event. It's filled with family fun, especially with the Beach Bash and the concert. What a way to go. And it's all taking place during the summer months before school starts back. You mentioned the back to school supplies. I think that is great. That's another resource for the parents to help them out. Tell us about some of the other partners in this event.
We're going to have the Sheriff's Department, the Georgia State Patrol, the Douglas Fire Department to bring their hot house. If you've never experienced that, it's something that you need to experience. Bring your kids out. You know, it shows them what they need to do if a fire takes place. You know, stop, drop, and roll type thing. So we'll have the Coffee County Sheriff's Department, or police department, or fire department out. So there'll be numerous other people, and we're also some of our big sponsors and participants is going to be Papa John's, Broadcast South, Coca-Cola McRae, and
Douglas Rotary.
the Douglas Rotary Club.
Well, great, great. Sounds like some great community partners. Anything else about this Night Out Against Crime event in conjunction with this summer concert and Beach Bash you want to share today?
The main thing is we just want the citizens to come out. We want the citizens to come out and meet some of your law enforcement personnel. We want to meet you. Besides on the basis of when we engage with you for traffic violations, or if you're a victim of a crime, or hopefully, you know, we do have to deal with offenders. But we want you to come out and engage with us on a different level so we can get to know each other on a personal type level instead of a working or a business type relationship. But not just that, not just the police department. We're going to have our fire department there, you know, engage with fire department personnel, you know, engage with other City of Douglas employees, because there'll be numerous of them out.
Numerous stuff's out, that's right.
So it's just a way for the government to build those relationships with its citizens.
That's correct.
So I just, hopefully as many as can come will come out. And I'm telling you, if you haven't seen B-Shock, you're in for a treat, because B-Shock does put on an excellent concert.
Well, great, great. Well, Deputy Pruitt, thank you for being here today and sharing this information. And we're praying that this event is going to be a successful one for the community.
Well, just like any event, the first year, you know, you always have your hiccups, but hopefully as we continue on, the event will grow and grow. And we did this where I came from in Cherokee County, and we did it every year. And each year it grew to, I mean, we was having more than just one concert. We had a day-long event.
Oh, wow.
And we had numerous people come in and perform concerts on the stage. So hopefully maybe we can get to that one point in the years to come, instead of just a few hours, maybe a day event.
Sounds great. We look forward to future plans when you come back and tell us about it.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right. We'll be back with more Douglas on My Mind right after this break. we're back from break, and joining me on the show today is Dr. Carl McDonald, who is the chairperson of the Douglas Air Base and Development Committee. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Georgia. I'm happy to be here.
Glad to have you here, and you are here today because there's a fun event coming up on August the 19th. Tell us what that event is.
Absolutely. Well, it just so happens, folks, that August the 19th, Saturday, is National Aviation Day. It's a day that was proclaimed by President Franklin D. Roosevelt in 1939 to coincide with Orville Wright's birthday.
How about that?
And of course, everybody knows the story of the Wright brothers
Yes.
and the creation of flight.
Make you wonder, where will we be in travel without their inventions,
Absolutely.
right?
What an
Innovations.
influence.
Yes, yes.
Air travel has had on the entire world. So we are going to have here in Douglas, Georgia, National Aviation Day on August the 19th, and we're going to celebrate that with a fly-in for private aircraft owners. We've invited people to come fly in and join us for that day, but we're going to open up the entire area there for people in the public who would like to come and who would like to see the aircraft, maybe talk to some of the pilots, as well as enjoy activities that we're going to have at the hangars around the hangar area and the old World War II flight training base.
Well, let's back up a moment, Dr. McDonald. How is it that the Air Base Preservation and Committee came up with this idea?
Well, the air base, the city of Douglas owns that air base. It's a World War II flight training base, and we came up, the committee, Air Base Preservation and Development Committee, came up with the idea. It was actually Kim Cook's idea. I want to give her credit because she's a private pilot and she's one of our newer board members. And she had the idea, and she knew that it was National Aviation Day on the 19th. So we just thought it was a great idea and took it from there. And so everybody on the board has become heavily involved.
That's right.
And we've planned a number of activities for that day. So we hope that the public's going to come out, and there's no admission charge, but there will be some things that they could purchase while they're out there, because we're ultimately trying to raise. We're trying to raise money. That's one thing, but we're also trying to raise awareness about that base because it's a jewel.
Well, tell us a brief history about the base.
Well, the base goes all the way back to 1939. Isn't that interesting? It's the same year that that Orville Wright was born. That President Roosevelt made that proclamation. But at any rate, the base was established originally to train college students at South Georgia College to fly. But you can see that 1939 was only a couple of years from Pearl Harbor in 1941 in December. So in that interim year of 1940, when things were looking pretty iffy as far as the possibility of war is concerned, the U.S. Army Air Force, there was no U.S. Air Force at that time, they decided that they needed to establish a number of training bases around the United States to train pilots so that when the need arose, if the need arose, we would have trained pilots. And right here in Douglas, Georgia, is one of the best preserved of those bases. And it's just a little known gem, and we wish that people would come out and visit it. There are a number of buildings that are unoccupied, but there are a number of buildings that are occupied.
That's true.
Two of the original 3 hangars are still out there. They're used for aircraft restoration. Just marvelous things. There's a museum, a flight training museum located in one of the buildings, one of the old barracks buildings. Fascinating museum. It's a first class. It's a small but first class museum that's run by the 63rd Preservation Society. The 63rd Flight Training Detachment are the ones who trained there during the war years.
Right, right.
So we're just very proud of that place, and it has a long history. It's on the National Register of Historic Places.
That is correct.
And that's a real opportunity to come see a very, very historic site right here in Douglas.
And as you said, there are still, yes, a lot of people in our community who have not even visited the base. And if you have visited, this is a great time to come out and become reacquainted with it. Bring some other friends and family out to the events that's taking place that day. Now, you mentioned about some tours at the museum, and a wonderful display of the history at the museum, and I encourage everyone to come and take a tour.
Absolutely. We'll have a person there who will guide those the tours, and you will be able to see a little bit of the history of flight training right here in Douglas as our people prepared for and participated in World War II.
Well, you mentioned some of the other events a little earlier. Let's recap them again. There are going to be some, what you call it, restoration tours, maybe?
Yes, as that's available, there'll be restoration tours. We have several aircraft out there, World War II aircraft, that people would definitely be interested in, and we hope that folks will come out and take a look at those. But there will be a number of other activities as well.
Because I'm on the committee, I just want to say that we are looking for a sponsor for some of the kids' activities. But I know this is pretty much like a history events day type thing. People coming out to learn the history of the base and the pilots, the private pilots coming in. But we also want to make it a fun day for families.
Absolutely.
So that's why I said we're looking for a sponsor of the kids' activities. What else? Now, you mentioned that the base, that the committee need funds. Why do you need funds?
Well, we need operating funds, first of all, because whenever we have any kind of a project out there at the base, any time that we want to raise awareness and so forth, it costs a little bit of money for advertising and for materials and so forth. Some of the things that we sell, that we would like to sell, because we'll have T-shirts with our logo on them, and real beautiful, nice T-shirts.
Right.
Reasonably priced.
Yes.
$15, I believe.
Yes.
Yes, we'll have those for sale. But we have to pay for those up front,
That's right.
so we need money for that kind of thing. But beyond that, I'll be honest with you, we need big money. We really do, because the city of Douglas owns the base,
That's true.
but there's a limited amount of funds available for some of the work that needs to be done. We need to rehabilitate those buildings. That's one of the things that you're obligated to do when you're on the National Register of Historic Places.
That is true.
So we need to rehabilitate the buildings. We would really like to rebuild some of the buildings that are no longer there. We would like to repurpose some of these buildings. We'd like to get them in shape for people to occupy them. We'd
That's
like to bring
right.
businesses in. We'd like to bring in unique experiences, camping experiences, that kind of thing. So we need funds to be able to put all these projects in motion. So we're in the business of raising money as we are in the business of raising awareness.
Yes.
So,
Yes. Well, it's going to be a great event. What about the remote control planes?
we'll
display?
have a display of some remote control planes that I guarantee you will be interesting to people of all ages. I don't know that we'd be able to fly them because
That's right.
of FAA regulations.
Just be on
But we'll
display.
have a static display of some remote control aircraft.
Well, people won't have to worry about lunch because we're going.
They won't have to worry about lunch because we've got lunch for
That's
sale.
right. That's right. Got a combo for you, a combo special. So be sure to come out hungry.
Yes, we do. You can get a hot dog, chips, a drink. I forget what, $5 or something
$5.
like that. So yeah, it's pretty good. Good food. And we've had some great companies around town that have donated some things to us so that we'd be able to pull this off without having to spend a lot of our own money.
That is true. Will you mind sharing those sponsors?
Yes, I wanted to
partners at this
mention
time?
some of these, and there will possibly be others. But Williams Institutional Foods is
Yes.
one of them. Aiden's Minute Market, Brooks Auto Parts, the Aerovac people with the helicopter,
Yes.
American Legion, the Air Base Preservation and Development Committee, our committee, the 63rd Preservation Society, and that's the group that operates the museum.
That is correct.
Okay, we work together, but we're separate entities.
Yes.
And so they operate the museum, and they're heavily involved every year when the World War II cadets come back for their reunion. There's getting to be, understandably, fewer and fewer of them, but it's a wonderful time every year. And then also the City of Douglas. Let's don't forget the City of Douglas because they're making a big contribution to this event as well.
Yes. Yes.
And we're very, very thankful to these groups that I've just mentioned.
So if all goes well, do you think, I know it's premature maybe asking you on behalf of the committee, but you think this may become an annual event?
It would be marvelous, wouldn't it?
Yes.
It really would.
It would be. It would be.
It really would.
Well, I tell you what, it sounds like a great day of fun planned. Again, this is Douglas's first annual Aviation Day fly-in featuring some private pilots, and it will be held at the Douglas Municipal Airport on, I'm trying to think, on the historic side. Should
Yeah.
I say it that way?
Yeah.
Close to where the museum is. If you come in that entrance, you'll be doing okay. But it's on Saturday, August the 19th, from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. This information is posted on our website. It's also posted on the Air Base Preservation Committee's, well, the World War II Flight Training Base Facebook page. We encourage you to go and like that page. And for more information, you can call the Douglas Municipal Airport at 384-1409, or you can always call the Public Information Office here at 383-0277. Dr. Mike Donald, anything to add today before we leave?
Now I want to just encourage people to come out and join us, and we'll hope that there's going to be beautiful weather that day.
Okay.
And we'll have a good time.
All right. Well, thank you for being here
You
today,
are certainly
sharing
welcome.
this
Thanks for asking
information.
me.
All right. We'll be back with some closing announcements right after this break. All right, before we go today, I just want to share a few announcements with you. Coming up in Douglas, Georgia this weekend at Central Square Complex will be a Giving Back Empowerment Summit 2017. It's going to feature a night of comedy with country Wayne Coley and also Tremaine Dupree. This event will also feature a former local Stellar Awards finalist, Charles Moore. It will also be there, and this will be held again at Central Square Complex, and all admissions and sessions are free and open to the public. So you're invited out to that event. Coming up on August the 1st, you heard on the show today, Deputy Pruitt was here talking about the National Night Out event, but I want to close today with also reminding you it's coming up on Tuesday, August the 1st from 4 until 9 p.m. It's going to feature night out resource vendors, different law enforcement agencies, mainly the police department and the fire department, doing some educational awareness activities. Also, the gospel concert featuring the gospel rapper B-Shock will be held at 6:30 inside Central Square Gymnasium. And this event will also feature the Summer Beach Bash from 4 until 8 p.m. So you don't want to miss it. Visit our website because there's a lot packed into that day, but it's a fun resource evening filled with free activities for the entire family. The next community residential junk drop-off day will be held on Saturday, August the 5th, and we just want to remind our citizens that these events are held the first Saturday each month, unless it's a holiday. But it's the first Saturday each month, and the location is at the City of Douglas Pole Yard, adjacent to the post office. Just want to remind everyone during the drop-off days that there's no hazardous materials and no tires on these days as well. And you have to be a resident of the City of Douglas or show proof that you live inside the city limits to come and drop off. If I'm not mistaken, you can a small size pickup truck, you can do 2 loads, or a small utility trailer, 2 loads. Other than that, there's no commercial, no business dumping, just strictly residential on that date. You heard Dr. Mike Donald talking about the National Aviation Day fly-in, which will be the first time Douglas is participating in a National Aviation Day event coming up on Saturday, August the 19th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Douglas Municipal Airport. Please go out and support this event. Food will be offered, a combo meal along with activities for kids and the entire family. There are going to be some private aircraft on display along with some other military events as well. Face painting, frisbee toss, bounce house, just a fun day. Tours of the museum. If you've never toured the 63rd, the World War II Flight Training Museum, you definitely need to come out and see this, see the artifacts on display there as well. And also there will be tours of like restoration projects on vintage aircraft where the citizens will be allowed to be taken on tours so you can see the work of putting these planes back into commission. But I tell you, that's on August the 19th from 10 until 2 p.m. And we just want to remind everyone to please mark your calendar for September the 8th and 9th for the South Georgia Barbecue and Outdoor Festival. This is coming up at Central Square Complex. It's going to feature a barbecue competition as well as a motorcycle events, a car show. not free concert, but a music concert that is hosted by Rock Dog Entertainment. The headline will be the Midnight Riders, which is a tribute band to the Allman Brothers. It will be held at the Martin Center. And for ticket information, you can go to Rock Dog Entertainment website to get ticket information. This event is going to be filled with all sorts of things. Like I said, from barbecue to cars, vintage cars to motorcycles, fun activities for the kids, just everyone to come out and enjoy this event. It's free admission. And of course, you know the rules. There, if other things there with vendors, hunting, fishing, outdoor, general vendors, you decide what you want to buy, but you don't have to pay anything to park or attend this event. There is a fee, as we said, for the concert, and we told you where to go for that information. I tell you what, we encourage you to visit our website, cityofdouglas.com. You can follow us on social media. We are on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. And so we just want you to find the information that you need. And if you can't find it there, you can always call the Public Information Office at 912-383-0277. I'm Georgia Henderson, and as always, I thank you for watching Douglas on My Mind.